Ted, go ahead. Why don't you leave us with some closing remarks?
You know, the message for my story that when I share it or when I talk about things, I think about the fact that I really try to categorize cancer as my past. And I try to, put it in a box, put it on a shelf, put it away, and don't think about it. But the reality is you can't do that. Cancer is my history, it's part of my story. I tell people about my life. I do have questions about myself when I'm, turning 40. When I hit 50, do I live to 85? Those kind of questions are still there. And what is my life going to be like from the cancer history I had when I'm an old person? So, the research and the questions that CCRF is asking and trying to get the answers for, it's important to me, but I hope those answers can be answered for other people too.
Cancer is definitely a part of my past. It's definitely made me who I am, and it's impacted every decision that I've made in my life in one way or another. And it will continue to impact me for the rest of my life. It'll be something that's always in the back of my mind or that I'm always thinking about. It'll be a story that I'll always share with people as they get to know me and meet me, because it is such a big part of my past and who I am. And there definitely will always be some worries as they come. Will we have another baby? Will I eventually lose my hearing? Will my heart continue to get weaker? All of those fears will always be there. But like Ted said, I mean, this is the life that we have, and it's a gift. Not everybody survives, and I'm very thankful for the life that I have, and I'm very thankful for my husband and for my daughter and for my job. And cancer is a huge part of why I have all of those things. So it was a horrible thing, but in a way, weirdly, it was also a blessing for me, because it's really showed me who I am and what I want in life. And I want that for all kids. Like I want us to beat this. I want us to just keep moving forward. So that's why research is so important to me. It's just for myself, but also for other kids that are going through it right now and that will go through it in the future. I want them to live long, happy lives and have babies and get jobs and whatever their dreams are.
I feel like I've kind of held back emotions a few times during this. Just hearing your stories. Goodness. Just knowing that that's possible for Liam too. So much of the last 3 years has just been making sure he survives. And I don't want to cry. It's amazing to hear your stories, because I want to see that for Liam too. I want to see him grow up and go to college and have a family. And it's amazing as a parent to hear your stories. Yeah.
I'd like to thank all of you, Ted, Connor, Anna, and Kristy, for just sharing your stories and really showing the difference that Children's Cancer Research Fund has been able to make over their years, decades, 40 years of existence, and also highlight the importance of how much is left to be done and how much more research is needed to find cures, and to find cures with less long-term complications, and to find ways to make sure that every survivor reaches their fullest potential, has the best quality of life possible. That's what we all want. And that's what can happen with the funds to support the research, to find the ways to do this, proven ways to do this that make the difference that we want for all children with cancer. So thank you for sharing again your stories. Thank you for sharing them so eloquently and with such sincerity and for being so genuine. And we really have appreciated that. Thanks again.